Okay, next up, page 14, Brian Gallagher versus AffinityLifestyles.com Inc. Mr. Brandon, how are you? Good to see you. It's been a while. All right, I just want to say good morning to everyone, and let's go ahead and set forth our appearances for the record. We'll start first with the plaintiffs, then we'll move to the defense.
Your Honor, Will Kemp, Teddy Parker, and Eric Pepperman, Plaintiffs. Morning, Your Honor. Happy New Year.
Right.
Morning, Your Honor. Lee Brandon on behalf of United. Also Jim Neal on the phone.
Good to see you, Mr. Brandon. Mr. Neal, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, and I think for the record, we have Real Water Go. And I'm going to trial next month, right?
Yes, Not on this case.
I know. Anyway, we're going to go to the motion to dismiss plaintiff's third-party amended third-party complaint, something like that, right?
Yeah.
And let's go ahead and get started.
Your Honor, can the defense give their appearances?
Oh, if I apologize if I overlooked somebody, I really am. I know we had Mr. Neal and Mr. Brandon, and if there's other defendant parties, please set forth your appearances for the record.
Charles Deskins, Your Honor, for Real Water Gold Coast, also appearing with me with a pro hoc VJ motion pending is Audrey Anyaele.
All right. Is there anyone else on this Zoom meeting?
Your Honor, Robert Eisenberg for the Real Water defendants. I'll just be observing.
I understand, and good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
And Your Honor, this is Elizabeth Lowell for Milwaukee Instruments. I will also just be observing.
And good morning, ma'am. All right, and let's go ahead and get started with the motion to dismiss the the third amended third party.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Audrey Anyaele. As my co-counsel mentioned, my pro hoc vice motion is pending before this court on behalf of Real Water Gold Coast. We filed the motion to dismiss the third amended third-party complaint for the reasons set forth in our moving papers. Ultimately, our position is that this attempt to maintain this action against Real Water Gold Coast by the Gallagher plaintiff.
I want to intrude. She hasn't been, her pro hoc hasn't been granted.
Right. And we want to make sure we don't run afoul of the mandatory rules regarding granting pro hoc vice applications. When is that currently set? Has that even been set yet?
The hearing is set, I believe, for February 20th. I think it was February 20th.
So what's the plaintiff's position regarding that?
Hey, Judge, we checked last night and all the paperwork hadn't been submitted with regards to pro hoc. I think they were trying to get some more paperwork done, but as of last night, and I checked about 4:30. So we're not in a position to say yay or nay at this point.
All right.
We would object to someone who hasn't been admitted arguing the matter.
These motions, the application is forthcoming. We spoke with the State Bar this morning, and they were supposed to be submitting the application and approval today. It was supposed to come last night, but it didn't. That's the reason why we haven't submitted supplementary paperwork.
Right. Well, it sounds like to me that maybe this matter shouldn't be heard, or I should say argued by pro hoc vice counsel, because one of the things we don't want to do, we don't want to run afoul of the rules. Right?
Your Honor, I understand your position if that's where you.
No, wait. I never have a position as a trial court, and I always push back on that. Always. I don't have a position. I'm not a litigant. I'm just pointing out what the rules mandate.
Understood, Your Honor. And if that's the case, we are prepared to rely on our papers. I did not have any new arguments outside of what I've set forth in the moving papers as well as our reply papers.
They're relying upon the papers.
Well, Judge, I had no argument.
Yeah, I'm quite sure you do, Mr.
Can I proceed if they're gonna rely on the papers?
Yes, you can, Mr. Kemp.
I'll be brief. Can we have control for Shane? I want to show a couple.
Yeah, I'm gonna join the Zoom meeting so that everybody can see it on Zoom. Now, I've yet to receive the link.
They'll get you the link, sir.
I've just received it, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Yes.
If I may, in speaking briefly with my local counsel, would it be possible to adjourn this motion until we are able to get the ProHoc admission completed? Like my counsel stated, we did speak to the state bar and they stated they would get to it today. So we anticipated it would go through before this argument. Unfortunately, it has not. Just in the event that counsel presents argument right now that does need a response, we would like the opportunity to fully argue on behalf.
Yeah, Judge, I don't have a problem with that. If they want to continue this hearing to the same date of the ProHoc on February 20th, I have no problem with that.
That's fine.
See, Mr. Kemp has no problem with that.
Okay.
Yeah, we filed the expedited paperwork and the issue, so it should have been, fully expected this to be here this morning, but
Well, I don't need any explanation as far as that's concerned. It hasn't been done, but many times things happen. I get that. But at the end of the day, and this is very important to point out, from a paperwork perspective, understand rules. Some rules give courts discretion, others don't. Right? That's kind of how it works. And I don't think there's any discretion given to a trial court when it comes to, other than making a determination regarding a Pro Hoc Vice application. But nonetheless, the conditions preceding to get it will have to be completed. And we all agree with that. So where do we go from here?
Is 2/20 a Friday?
Glad you brought that up, Mr. Kemp.
Well, I think our trial starts on the 24th, so 2/20 appears to be a Thursday. I mean, we're gonna be down here anyway on the 24th, so.
So for the record, the 24th appears to be a good time.
Yeah, I think maybe we can move both the Pro Hoc and this to the 24th, right? Because we're gonna be down here anyway, starting to pick the jury on the Bonner case.
Yes. That seems fine to me. We don't want to inconvenience anyone. And I'll accommodate both parties by number one, moving this matter to the 24th. We'll hear the Pro Hoc Vice application on the 24th. And that should give enough time for all the I's to be dotted and all T's crossed. Do we agree?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
John.
All right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna move the motion from today to the 24th. And also the,
The 20th.
What?
24th? The motion to associate counsel?
yes, to the 24th also. So both of those will be heard on the 24th. Is that correct, counsel? Just wanna
Yes,
make sure. We'll make it, I guess, 9:05. So is there anything else as far as this matter is concerned?
Your Honor, I thought we had a status check on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
regards to Gallagher's judgment. Mr. Pepperman had a couple things he couldn't add.
Okay, let me look here. Yes, there is. Status check regarding request for production of documents that would be served on defendant before 10/31/20.
Nope.
I got the wrong one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Go back, please.
That's Mr. McNutt. Uh, Oh, okay. I'm with you. Remaining trial issues.
Yes,
Mr.
Your Honor.
Pepperman, come on up, sir.
Just briefly, Your Honor, and if you recall, this complication, we had a complication with Milwaukee filing bankruptcy while the post-judgment orders were pending. And the post-judgment orders would have affected the judgment as to Milwaukee, which there was concern would have violated the automatic bankruptcy stay. So we prepared an order basically saying that the Milwaukee's filed bankruptcy, acknowledging the automatic stay, that the pending orders will be amended to exclude Milwaukee as to not affect them or violate the stay. I circulated that order. Milwaukee's counsel has seen the order, but they said because of the stay, they cannot sign off even approving as to form and content. I just received approval from Mr. Neal this morning on the form and content of the order. Mr. Odu previously approved as to form and content. I will circulate again after court today to include counsel for Real Water Gold Coast. I neglected to include them on the email last night. Subject to their approval, we'll submit the order for your honor's signature, and then upon entry of that order, we'll be able to submit the pending orders on the post trial motions that have not yet been entered.
All right. Anyone else want to comment? Mr. Brandon, anyone want to? Okay.
Thank you.
And that's fine. And prepare the appropriate order and with the little carve out as it relates to bankruptcy. Because at the end of the day, and it would be my impression if anyone disagrees with it, the purpose of the order would be in compliance with the bankruptcy court rules regarding the automatic stay, because there was relief granted to proceed as it relates to insurance proceeds only. That's my recollection. Is that correct, Mr. Pepperman?
Well, your honor, that was correct as to Real Water in their bankruptcy.
Right.
However, Milwaukee, they filed bankruptcy. There's been no stipulation to lift the stay as to them. So all proceedings are stayed as to Milwaukee.
I understand it, but not the other defendants.
None of the other defendants.
Right. It doesn't have a blanket stopping of the case. And I think that's often misunderstood.
Correct, your honor. And we just want to make sure that it's clear for the record that the judgments and orders that are being entered in the case do not apply to Milwaukee, is to avoid any confusion over whether the automatic stay is being honored in the case.
And I don't mind saying this for the record too, and I understand counsel can be very conscious and concerned about violating automatic stays, just as important trial judges are too. So I want to make sure everyone understands that, because I'm obligated to follow federal law as relates to bankruptcy stays, just like everyone else in this courtroom. All right.
Yes, your honor. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. So we're going to trial again. I can't believe it.
Because I'm gonna even more efficient.
Oh, I'm quite sure you will be. Oh, my God. Okay, we're gonna move on. Next up,